it's working.
Yeah, I see you online.
Yeah. Can you check if the sound is
But
okay on the side?
there's so many static noises and I don't know what it is.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and I am also very loud.
Reducing you is easy. Oh, it's because of all the filters that I had before, probably.
Yeah, but on Discord it's fine.
Yeah, I mean on like because I just saved the scene and then it automatically just took all. I guess I can just delete this. I can just add another audio input without any filters, and it should be better. Sorry if I'm like breaking everyone's ears right now. This is no, it's the same. I can see. Yeah, it's weird that it should just do the same as Discord, I would think.
Maybe there's an interference between your audio input and your mic somehow.
Oh, there we. Okay, at least the noise is gone now. But is it working? Like, can you hear me now, or is there still while I'm talking like sound?
I think it's fine. It sounded
Testing.
nice.
It sounds good. You're listening to
Yeah,
it,
but
or
yeah, but I'm very loud and
oh,
I
you're
don't know
still too
why.
loud. I mean, it's easy.
Yeah.
I can just lower you a bit. Try talking again.
Checking.
It's okay if you're a bit louder than me. I can also just talk closer to the microphone.
Wait, let me. I I mean it should be fine.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I can try. I'll just put you a bit more because I notice I'm around like 20 and then you're around a bit higher. Wait, try talking one more time.
I'm talking.
Yeah, now we're about the same at least. It's a bit too low, I think, but I mean, you can always just
Okay.
turn up the volume. Let me just test the music. Are you in D&D Beyond already?
Yeah.
Can you hear this? Can you hear that or no?
I don't hear anything.
Huh, that's weird. Well, you should.
Maybe I need to enable
I can just restart it. Maybe. It's,
no, it will be me.
yeah, but it might be like the D&D itself. Find the music. Can you hear now?
Wait, let me refresh the page. Oh yeah, I hear it.
Yep. Can you check the stream as well? Like how loud it is? If it's like a good volume or it needs to
Yeah.
be louder?
Wait, I need to mute it on my side before.
This is already so nice to have two screen. What are you gonna say?
Yeah, it sounds nice.
It sounds good. Okay.
Yeah. But sometimes, like now, I'm a bit quiet, but I don't know why. But it might be just my way of talking.
You're a bit quiet. I can turn you up a bit. I mean, the thing is that right now you're connected to the you're at like on the same volume bar as the music. So I don't know. That's not
Yeah,
good.
I will help you figure that out for the next session. So you can record Discord and other things separately.
Oh, is it easy to do?
Yeah, yeah. You just need a plugin for that.
You mean now, or like we can do it next time?
Next time it doesn't matter now.
Like now, it sounds fine. Can you check again if you're not too silent?
Checking. Yeah, it should be fine.
It should be fine, or you're too silent. I don't want you to be too silent because then it sounds
No,
weird.
it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. At least for me, I think it's nice.
As long as the music is not like over you.
No.
Okay. I think I'm about ready. Are you ready?
I think so. Hopefully, yes.
Probably I should put this on this. Oh, is it? Let me check something. Oh, that's not. Jeez. Oh, I forgot to change my title.
Oh yeah, I just saw it.
Okay. I'm ready if you are.
Yes.
A warm glow washes over you as you open your eyes. The sun is so bright. Maybe you're just not used to it anymore. Your senses awaken as you try to move your body. The taste of salt sticks to your mouth. You're thirsty. In the distance, you can hear the flapping of wings, the chirping of birds, the wind rustling through some leaves. It all sounds so familiar and yet so far away, as if you're now just awakening from a never-ending dream. As you sit up, you see you're on a beach. The sand feels soft to your skin as you drag your hands through it. Your hands, they are both there. Was it once different? Has it not always been like this? In the distance, you see a man standing at the shore, staring curiously at you. His hair is long and blonde. His face is smooth and friendly. He must be no more than 20 years old. Around his neck rests a necklace made of all kinds of colorful shells. On his bare chest, you can see a long wound. It looks to be only a few days old as it's still covered with dried blood. He doesn't seem too bothered with it though. His pants seem to be made of some sort of pattern of stitched together leaves. You've never really seen anything like it. Cautiously, but with a gentle smile, the man walks towards you. Your eyes turn inward. You see his scorched face among an apocalyptic nightmare. You see your own reflection in his eyes and shiver at the sight of your putrid skin, your fish-like features, a giant tentacle-like arm hanging to your side, but not completely fusing with the rest of your body, as if you are a creature but half created by some forgotten god. Are you okay?
Mhm.
The man asks you as he approached you.
What, what's happening? I don't understand.
Hello? Are you are you fine? Where where did you come from?
Where, where, where am I? Who are you?
You see the man kind of cautiously shuffle back and forward. He doesn't seem to fully trust the situation.
Who?
You answer first. It's
I,
not often we have visitors here. Um,
I don't remember. And why I say that, I just start like touching my pockets and things like that, if see if I have anything on me.
yeah, all the things that you had before are still with you now. Your, I assume that being your arcane focus, your, but actually you can describe to me what it is that you have as you feel for your
Yeah.
pockets.
So as I'm like looking into my pocket, I pull out my a little gem that's been wrapped in some what's it called, seaweed,
Hmm.
and I just keep staring at it and seemingly ignoring the person standing in front of me.
The man speaks up. Are, are you a god?
I just slowly look up to him and, God, I don't know. I'm just a man.
Hmm. Well then, once again, can you tell me how you got here? Did you wash up?
I don't remember. My last memory is me on a ship and then some undead creatures. I don't know. I don't remember. Where am I?
You'll see the man produces a small knife from the back of his from his back, actually. And he will cut it into his hand and show you his hand.
So he's holding the knife in his
Yeah,
hand.
like he got the knife from his back, like a small knife, and he cut it into his own hand, his own left hand, and then he shows his bloodied hand to you.
Okay. What are you doing? Stop there.
You see his eyes kind of dart back and forward. Follow me. It's not safe here. Do you need anything? Water, food, shelter?
Water, please.
The man will start walking towards the edge of the forest and beckon you towards him.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow him. But like keeping my distance at the same time.
Yeah, the two of you start walking through the forest. You see the man is not very talkative. He's kind of, well, I wouldn't say sneakily, but at least very, as if he knows this forest very well. Moving through the forest, you can see he's barely making any sound as he trudges through the leaves while you are often stepping on sticks or bumping against trees you didn't expect to be in the places they are. And you will see him sometimes kind of go from plant to plant, kind of check things. You will see he will take, he will pick some leaves of plants that you're passing and smudge them in his hands and move forward further. You're quickly starting to lag behind him as he's a lot faster than you through this forest, at least.
Wait up. Where are we going?
Quickly now. It's not
Slow
safe.
down. I can't be that fast.
The man will begrudgingly slow down a little bit and try to help you move your way a bit easier through the forest. At this time, the sun is starting to set. It's probably late afternoon at this point. I'm taking you to my village. We should be able to find you something to drink at least here.
Where are we? What island or land are we on?
Those are a lot of questions. What do you mean? Where? We're going to my village, if that is answering your question adequately.
Just a quick question. I don't remember you mentioning, but is it just a normal human?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a pretty tall guy, blonde hair. Just a normal guy. There's time for questions later. We have to make hurry now. Make haste now, that's the right term.
Yeah, I'm just gonna I don't know how to explain it, but hold my rope together so they are not that loose, and I just pick up the pace.
Okay. Well, and as the man said, without much trouble, you will eventually reach the outskirts of what looks to be a small village. Not really the type of village that you're used to from, for example, where you're from. It's more like hastily put together. It seems like it only really consists out of the most basic shelter.
So it's a bit underdeveloped.
It's a bit
not,
what?
Underdeveloped, like
yeah,
proper houses and things like that.
Yeah, definitely not like wooden houses, but you can see there's some like straw structures, and as you look inside, you can see that it kind of goes down as if, as if the houses are kind of built over a pit, which forms most of the protection against the nature, you would guess. You can see as you look around, there's some other people like him. As you like near the village closer and closer, there are some people on the outskirts of it who are kind of keeping a curious eye towards you. It's not really hostile, but it seems these people are not that used to seeing people like you here, at least. Some of them are holding some makeshift spears. Most of them, well, actually all of them, none of them have armor, and none of them have any like sophisticated types of weapons or anything. Over there, behind the corner, there's a place where you can stay for the night. We will bring you some water if you need it.
Thank you. Can you at least tell me your name?
You can call me Stick. And yours?
I don't seem to remember. Sorry. Hopefully it will come back to me soon.
Curious. Well, we will have time to talk about it after the sun comes up tomorrow. Don't leave your tent at night. There are many dangers out here, and the state that you're in, well, I should ask, are you a fighter anyway? You don't seem... He kind of like checks out your body and kind of like moves your arms and your legs and to the side, kind of like pats you down and says, you don't seem like a fighter at all. How have you even survived till now?
I have my ways. Don't worry about me.
Man will eye you cautiously, but let you keep your secrets for now. As I said, go to the last hut at the corner there. I will bring you some water, and do not leave your hut. We will come to you in the morning.
Thank you, Stick. Really, thank you.
No problem. We're here for each other after all. And he will hurry off. What do you want to do?
So, how big is the tent?
As I said, not that big. Probably around, I would say, 10 of these huts here. Most of them seem to be pretty cramped too. As you look inside some of the other ones, there seem to be at least like a minimum of 5 people in each of these. So you would think that this is a village of around like 50 people or something like that.
Okay, but in my tent it's only me?
Yeah. As you get to your tent, there's nobody else there.
And is there anything inside?
Just like so basically, you kind of have to duck down to go into it, because it's just this like straw hat on it basically, and then it goes deeper inward, or like into the ground, I should say. It's kind of like this big pit with just a basic roof on it, and then in the middle of the pit you will have a small like campfire type thing where you can start a fire if you want, and then just some like soft, maybe some straw, or well, they wouldn't have straw here, but something like leaves or something to sleep on.
Okay. So yeah, we'll most definitely, like, when I go inside, I want to like start a fire with some light and warmth in the tent.
Yeah, you're an experienced adventurer by now. What level are you again at this point?
Let me check. I'm level 5, 4 in Wizard and 1 in Bard.
Yeah, so you've started enough fires that we can skip over how you would do such a thing, and you can do it without much problem.
And after the fire is started, I'm just gonna like sit down by it and more like not that easily, like slowly, like pull out the things that I have on me to check that I really have everything. So my arcane focus, my
Mhm.
ice dagger, and I have to check if I had anything more special. Oh yeah, and my spell,
Your what?
my spell book.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, everything that you would expect to be there is there. It's at this
So,
point that Stick will cautiously enter or he will peek in and ask if it's okay for him to enter.
yeah, just a second, and I quickly put away the spell book and the dagger.
Yeah, Stick will enter and with him bringing two, what do you call it again, flasks or two, what is the name for it? The water sacks? I forgot.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I
yeah,
know what you mean.
yeah,
Okay.
two of these flasks of water. He has gotten with him, each holding like at least a liter of water, and he will put them down next to you. You will notice though that these are very primitive compared to the ones that you had. They seem to be made out of some kind of pottery work, more yeah, similar to how you would just have a normal pot. You can't really like go on an adventure with these because they would break. They seem to be only useful for like having in the village maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But he will put them down next to you and say, please drink. If you need any food, like he will grab from his backpack like what would he have? Yeah, some nuts and some berries, and he will put them down before you as well.
Thank you for your kindness. You shouldn't have brought me this.
As I said, we're all in this together. There is no point in letting more people die. We will speak more on the morrow. I will return to my family. Please
Okay.
stay inside.
I will. Thank you again.
And he will dart off.
I was gonna say to check the water with shape water, but I don't know if that would work. Like I wanna check if it's just normal water and nothing special or poison or things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How do you wanna go about investigating that?
I haven't thought about it. Let me read a little. Can I use shape water to check how much of the liquid I can control? Like if, let's say there's something inside of it, maybe I can separate the pure water from the contaminated one. If that makes sense.
Yeah, you can try. You wanna cast your spell?
Yeah. But it's just a cantrip. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, can you roll me a D100 as you
Oh, okay.
cast your shape water spell? Yep, your spell goes off without any problem, and you can easily manipulate the water. As what do you want to kind of like float it through the air, or you want to like move it around in the bowls? What is kind of like the way of?
Yeah, well, basically I wanna like lift the water from the pot, like in the air or something, like into a bowl, and try to determine what's the composition of the water.
Yeah. Well, I think just by doing the spell, you can't really figure that out. Can you make me a I think investigation check? I would think. Since you're investigating the water, trying to see if you can see something that's out of the norm. And yeah, with a 15, you can see that. Well, it's a bit it's not as clean as the water you're used to drinking. You can see as you like moved around, there's maybe like a small stick in there still, or like a small like little stone or a piece of like shell that's still stuck in it, or some like salt residue from the beach, things like that. But I mean, nothing that seems to be there to try to poison you or anything. Just a bit less clean than the more like magically distilled or professionally distilled water that you're used to drinking.
Okay, then I assume that it's safe to drink, and I drink some of it.
Yeah, yeah, it feels good. You feel you feel replenished as you were really thirsty. So you do notice that you can't drink a lot of it at once. You kind of need to like drink a bit and then wait a while before your
Yeah.
throat gets used to the water once more.
Also, are the nuts and things like he left me, are they something that I recognize from before, or something very new?
You can make me a nature check to see. But that's nature, right? Yeah. Yeah, I would say that's nature to recognize the type of these. It's berries and nuts. You know, you've never been like that close to nature. Um, it's just it doesn't look out of the ordinary. It just looks like berries and nuts, but it's also not like you recognize them from somewhere.
I wanna try eating a little bit of them as well.
Yeah, they taste. Oh, sorry, they taste good as well. The berries kind of explode in your mouth as the taste enters your body and tastes good. And the nuts as well, very crispy, very fresh. They have like a kind of a special taste to them that you're not used to, but not in a weird way, just in a good way.
Yeah, so after I'm done drinking and eating, I wanna like get my spare book out again and just like if I'm looking for anything, just quickly turning the pages to see if I have any notes or anything that I have written in it about the dream that I had in the water. Because I don't know if you remember, but in the beginning I said that Mato keeps track of basically every day of his life.
Yeah, that is
But
true. Yeah. Um, yeah, I think then as you go through your notes, you find that the last day that you have recorded um, was under the water when you had just gotten your eldritch powers and you were planning to go back to the Temple of Helia to hopefully remove her presence from, well, from the domain under the water. And you fought a big crab, it says, and then the notes just stop. There's nothing special. There's no more notes after.
so it was everything was true. But how did I get here, and why is my arm back to normal? I don't understand. I
This
don't
time,
know what else to do.
no, it's the silence is deafening around you as these thoughts spook through your head. There's no one to communicate with, no one who knows what you have gone through or how you have gotten here. At least not that you know of. All that is out there is the night.
I wanna take out my arcane focus, hold it in my hand, and try to like meditate again or look inside me, maybe find someone there, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Can you roll me what check do you think would be a good check for something like self-reflection or looking inside your own soul?
Well, as Mato was never a religious person, he was always more like well, he studied magic, so I think either check, maybe arcane or just pure intelligence, or maybe insight would be a good one.
Yeah, I think even though
Because I don't want to say religion or
yeah, I think an insight check is the best I can give you.
or maybe constitution would work as well.
Nah, I think insight is good.
Insight. Well,
it goes as good as you might expect from a wizard. You try to look into yourself, look into what any idea of what might have gotten you here, but all you find is your own intelligence, your own deductive reasoning, and just with that you can't really figure out what's happening. You're just here.
Say that again.
I said you're just here. You don't have. I cannot give you any more information.
Okay. I don't remember that while underwater did I ever cast Eldritch Blast or anything Eldritch related.
What do you mean?
Like, I wanna test if I can cast any Warlock spells.
Oh.
But I don't remember if Matu ever cast those while underwater. So that's why I'm asking if I have knowledge of them or not.
You have knowledge of everything that happened. Well, it was a bit groggy in the beginning, but as you like start to think, you can remember. Well, it's pretty vague. It just seems like it's a long time ago, but you can remember everything that happened to you under the water. It kind of looks like you're like looking at yourself. Like your memories are as if it's from a third person, not from you living it yourself. So it's kind of hard sometimes to know like exactly what's going on, but you do have you have a general idea of all the things that happen to you. So if you want to try to remember a warlock spell, I think that would be possible. I think you cast one, if I remember correctly. You cast one during the fight with the crab, so you have used it before, I think.
Okay, so like in a corner or somewhere that where it wouldn't do any like big damage to the tent or anything. I won't try casting Eldritch Blast, like you look inside me, like trying to remember the things that happened underwater and like bring back those memories into the form of an Eldritch Blast.
Okay. Can you... Let me think for a second. Can you roll me a D100 and you're gonna want a 75 or higher here?
That's really high. Yeah.
Yeah. You attempt to cast the Eldritch. What was the spell exactly that you wanted to cast?
Eldritch Blast.
So you attempt to cast your Eldritch Blast, and wait a second, and then oh, it's a bit loud. Sorry. And then you wake up. You are, as you open your eyes, you can see the blue sky above you. You can hear birds in the distance chirping. You can hear the rustling of leaves outside. Yeah, as you sit up and you look around, you can see that you're in the nature somewhere. Well, in a forest at least. There seems to be a sea nearby. You can kind of smell the air of the salty air in the air.
Okay.
So you would expect to be at least in a similar location as last time. It doesn't look too different. The forest looks the same. You know, not in a village though. You're not where you last remembered being.
Did you say that there was a smell?
Yeah, like the smell of salt in the air, just from like you think you're near the sea because of that.
I wanna try going to the sea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you can pretty easily. It's not a far walk. As I said, you could already hear it or at least smell it from where you were. So you can stand up and just start walking. And before you know it, you will reach the far blue ocean before you.
Is it like the same beach that I woke up yesterday, or like similar, or
yeah,
like
it looks very similar. You might be, well, a bit, well, in a bit of a different spot, but the type of sand and the type of shore and the type of tree line looks all very similar to yesterday. You might not be like in the exact same spot, but at least in a very similar one.
Can I try going back to the forest, like trying to remember where I went yesterday with stick and like find the village, or at least try to?
Yeah, I think. Well, you've never been here, and like everything is kind of hazy, so I think that would have to be a sort of. I think to find direction. You think that's survival? I think that's survival, right? And
yeah, probably.
yeah, I think you're gonna need a really good survival check here if you wanna do that. You think you got it, so you start going, and things look pretty similar, and you're pretty sure that at least the shoreline, you know where you were on the shoreline, but as you start heading into the forest and you walked quite a while, and you remember he moved through all these little like side areas and around that tree, and then you notice you're lost. You don't remember anymore. And you can pretty easily make your way back to the shore if you would want to, because well, the sound of the sea is pretty easy to follow. But at least for now, you cannot seem to find the village that you were before.
Yeah, then after I realize that I'm lost, I will go back to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
And try to do the self-reflection or meditation as I tried yesterday, but this time I wanna like go inside the water, I mean the ocean. To
like with your head like all the way under, or just stand in the ocean?
Just standing in the ocean, like maybe more than halfway into the ocean.
Yeah, you can. It's a really nice day today, so the waves are not high. You can feel them just softly rippling against your feet.
Yeah, I basically want to use the, like, I don't know if I can say it, but the little force in the water that I am connecting my magic to help me with this self-reflection.
Yeah.
Is it insight again? Or more
Yeah,
like
I think
something
you can
intuitive?
make me insight check at advantage for this, since the sea is helping you.
Well done.
As you look inside yourself and try to find anything or any clue of what might be going on, all you notice is the similar smell of salt in the air and sounds around you. Although you do have this, how should I call it? You notice, well, let me describe it differently. As you're standing there and you're trying to look into your soul and you're trying to notice anything different, and about your soul, you don't notice anything, but you do notice that your legs feel so heavy, as if you've just like walked a marathon. Like as you start to reflect upon your body, you notice your arms feel tired and your legs feel tired, and you notice you have these bags under your eyes as if you haven't slept for days.
Is it because of the water, or just in general? I felt that before, but I just didn't notice it.
Yeah, you might just not have noticed before because you had this adrenaline, you're trying to find a way, and now that you're doing this self-reflection, you finally notice how tired you actually are.
Okay, so at this point, I'm just imagining Mato just walking out of the water and just basically passing out in the sand.
Yeah, the sand is soft, the sun is warm. You can easily take a nap here. Do you want to take a long rest here or a short rest?
Well, with what you described, like with bags under my eye and everything, probably a long rest.
Okay.
Unless something wakes me.
Mato falls asleep on the beach. The day continues, and the day turns into evening, and the evening turns into night. Let me find the right music. It's in the middle of the night that you suddenly awaken to a rumbling in the floor, as if the whole earth itself is shaking. You hear shouts in the distance, as if, well, definitely at least some kind of humanoids are running around or doing something that is making them panicked. Besides that, you hear flapping of wings in the distance, and you hear the unmistakable sound of fire burning. You're awake.
I wanna like quickly run in the direction of the noise to check what's happening, but like trying to get close enough for me to not get noticed, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I just wanna oversee what's happening.
Okay. As you stand up and start, I assume then running towards the tree line. Can you make me an acrobatics check as the earth rumbles once more?
Oh my god.
Yeah, so the earth rumbles, everything around you seems to be cracking and breaking, and you trip over and, what do you call it, strain your ankle and fall on your face. You can still walk if you try to, but it hurts a lot, and you're moving a lot slower now.
Yeah, I wanna continue.
Okay. You continue, what do you call it, slowly stumbling your way through the forest, holding onto branches, trying to stay upright. Your ankle hurts like shit. Can you roll me a d4 to see if you take some damage from it as well?
D4.
Yeah, just, it's not a big wound, but it definitely hurts. No, you take 8 points of damage from it, so it's not too bad. You can just do it on your D&D Beyond.
Yeah, I did.
In the distance, as you're walking through the forest and like the canopy opens up a bit, you see a bolt of flame, but it's probably like a kilometer further in the distance, a bolt of flame coming down from hundreds of meters in the air, just scorching an entire area of land before you as the ground continues to rumble.
Do I see what's shooting? Or I just see the arrow?
You can make me a perception check to see if you can spot anything else. Oof, that's a really good perception check. You can't catch much of whatever was shooting the fire. However, you can see but a glimpse of a giant black wing flapping through the air and then disappearing back into the night.
So is the arrow coming from that direction?
Oh, it's not an arrow, it's like a blast of fire.
Yeah, but okay.
Or what do you mean?
Okay, but it's... Okay, never mind.
It's already...
but it's coming from the wings direction.
Well, not from the wings, but you can, like, it's pretty far away, so you see this bolt of fire, and then as that area in the sky lights up, you can also see the flapping of wings, like, next to it. But, I mean, it's probably not originating from the wings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does Mato have any knowledge of creatures with wings that may be able to shoot fire?
Maybe, yeah. Can you roll me a... What would that be? I think...
History?
Yeah, either history or nature. What do you think is...
Maybe right back, someone is calling.
No worries. I'll try some describing. The night is dark. The moon is covered up with thick clouds. These bursts of fire have been continuing throughout the night, along with the rumbles of the ground. Thunder booms in the distance, alongside with the flashes of lightning.
I'm back.
Okay.
History check?
Yeah, history or nature. If you think it's a creature of nature, then you might want to do a nature check. If you think it's something that you can only know through history, then you might want to do a history check. Depends on what perspective Mato has of this creature.
Well, I was thinking that I read something of this creature in a book somewhere, so that's why history.
Yeah, that's fine. Oof. You haven't heard of this creature, however you do know of wyverns. They are this leathery, thinking how to describe a wyvern without saying the word dragon. And they're these leathery, snake-like creatures with the giant leathery wings and sharp claws, snake-like heads, often long tongues. They come in all kinds of colors, so black ones would exist as well. However, this creature is enormous compared to the wyverns that you have read of.
But I also assume that I know that they are pretty dangerous, and this one is much bigger than those.
Yeah. You know for sure that you wouldn't be able to fight. Well, unless you get really lucky or have some sort of plan, even a renowned warrior would not be able to defeat a wyvern in hand-to-hand combat. Especially their breath weapon, you would know, is devastating to any mere human.
There's actually something that I wanna try. If things go really bad. I don't know if you will let me do it.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, but it's difficult. I wanna get closer, but not too close. Just wanna see better what's happening.
Yeah, what do you want to do?
I do it.
What did you say? Sorry.
Like, I wanna get closer, but not too close.
Oh,
you just wanna see things better.
Okay.
Like what's happening.
Yeah, you can keep walking forward into the forest. After a little while already, you kind of reach a spot from where you have a better overview of the situation. You can see the scorched area of land before you. You can see people running away into the forest. You're not sure if this is the village that you went to or another village, but you can see a village burning in the distance as well. There's no sign of the creature that left behind this carnage.
I wanna wait, I don't know, for however long, like to see if I hear the creature again coming back, or if it moved on to another village, for example, or somewhere. And if I don't hear it, I wanna get closer to the destroyed village.
Okay. Yeah, how long do you want to wait for the creature?
Let's say half an hour.
Can you roll me just a general D20?
Okay.
Every time you need. Now I need to
think. What this roll as? I'm cursed.
Let me think for a second. As you're waiting for the creature, you're looking out into the night. You're looking before you, you're trying to spot the skies for that same beast. However, your attention is so fixed that you do not notice what's happening behind you. And before you realize, a bolt or a burst of fire explodes behind you. Not hitting you, but definitely partially scorching you as the forest behind you almost completely goes up in flame. And can you roll me
So
just?
is it like, does it miss me?
Well, it definitely,
I'm
yeah.
just I'm asking for a very specific reason.
Oh, it's yeah. I would say it. Well, you're not sure if it's aiming for you, but it does not hit you directly. But you
Can
do.
I use
Oh.
shield water in this case?
Do you have water near you to use?
Well, I assume that my dagger is like filled with water already.
Oh, right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Then yeah, I think you can use it for the. Because I was gonna say that just the scorching heat would deal damage to you. And can you tell me what the shield water does exactly?
Yeah. A reflecting barrier of water appears and protects you. Until the start of your next turn, you reflect all attacks that miss you, including against the triggering attack. It does its full damage to the attacker.
Okay. Yeah, I think in a usual case this would work. However, because of the sheer size of the attack, I don't think it would reflect it all the way like back to whoever cast it. But I do think it will reflect the fire because it's kind of just like imagine like a grenade goes off beside you. Like if you have a shield, the grenade shrapnel is suddenly not all gonna like fly back towards whoever threw the grenade.
Yeah.
But it might at least not hit you because of the shield that you have. So I think as the fire, well, the burst of fire explodes next to you, and you quickly cast your shield of water, the flames just kind of like shoot off of you into the sky, but do not come close to the creature that tried to hit you. However, as this happens, can you roll me a D100 again? Yeah, you're fine. You can hear the flapping of wings as well as the creature seems to be retreating once more, leaving the forest behind you left in flames. And can you make me a perception check as this happens? Yeah, the sky is lit up by the flames at this point. So you can spot now between the burnt trees another village not too far behind you. It seems you were not as far, it seems you were closer than you anticipated. You see what must be. You see, well, you think that that must have been the point of his attack as you see the village burning between the woods.
I wanna move towards that village and see if there are any survivors.
Yeah, your ankle is still sprained and the ground is lit up with dragon fire at this point. So if you want to try to make your way through it, you're going to have to make me some checks, or otherwise you're going to take damage. Do you still want to continue?
Yeah.
Okay. First off, make me a constitution check just to see how well you're protecting yourself from the fire. Not too well. Your skin is kind of dry already. You have been in the water for so long, and now outside your skin is just not really used to it, and it seems the water is affecting it extra harshly. You immediately take I don't remember how to do things apparently. The other way around, yeah. You immediately take 5 points of damage just from the scorching heat of the fire itself as you walk into it. You want to continue?
Yes.
Okay. You stumble your way through the forest, or at this point you can barely call it a forest. as it is being burned to a crisp. Can you make me an acrobatics check to see if you can keep your footing on this treacherous ground? Okay. Yeah, you keep upright. A few times it's a close call as a tree falls down before you and quickly duck underneath. You keep walking slowly but surely towards the burnt down village, and before you know it, you reach its outside. You can see that almost half of the village is on fire. There are people screaming and shouting at each other, trying to keep, trying to save whoever they can. You see people dragging people out of the little huts. You see people throwing sand upon their own huts, trying to take out the fire. You see there are already many bodies littered on the street who are just completely scorched. Children, women, men alike. There's no sign of Stick as you look around, but maybe he's still around here somewhere. You're not sure.
Do I see anyone still alive?
Yeah, so there are people running around the town. From what you can tell, at least 24 people trying to reduce the damage done by the fire.
If someone is like running towards me or something like that, I wanna like catch them and ask them, what's happening? What was that?
Yeah, you can quickly grab someone who is running down the street, and as you ask them this, they shout, Vidar! Vidar has come! He's come to take us all! Save yourself while you can. Get out of here.
When I hear the name Vidar, does something trigger within me?
Does what?
Does something trigger within me? Like,
No.
does it remind me of something?
Oh, you definitely, I think you... Wait,
I
or
know
did
who
you...
Vidar is.
Yeah, you learned his name before you...
Yeah, from
the
videos.
boat, right? Yeah. So yeah, you remember from your past. It doesn't like trigger a special memory or something, but your general knowledge, you remember.
But did you say Vidar?
The man continues running as he goes to help more of his
No,
friends.
no, wait. Come back. No, don't go.
Save yourself while you can, or help us now.
You
He's off.
need to get out of here as fast as possible and just say that, but I continue moving forward. Like, not trying to help them, but trying to get towards Vidar, if that makes sense.
Well, where do you think Vidar is?
Well, as I was walking, he like basically attacked the village behind me, and now he moved forward, so like that direction, if that makes sense.
Like which direction?
Like,
Say it again.
let me draw it. Like,
Yeah.
let's say I was here, and I started moving this way, and that's when I rolled pretty badly, and the fireball came my direction from that way.
Yeah.
So I turned around and went backwards towards the village.
Yeah.
And so I assume Vidar moved more towards this direction. So I wanna continue that way.
Wait, so to be clear, there is... Let me do. So you have the... And then... So the red circle is you, and the two black circles are two villages. And here, the blue circle is like a ledge that you were on. So you were kind of looking over... you were kind of looking over in this direction as you saw the dragon like swoop over this way, like, and then you were waiting for him, at which point a fireball hit the village from this way. You understand? At which point you turned back and went to this way.
Okay.
So are you saying you think he's at this point like this way? You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I wanna continue like moving that way while also observing my situation, like just casually just seeing the casualties and things like that.
The what?
The casualties and the
Yeah,
destruction.
you run through the village and you see, well, as you're moving through and people are running around everywhere trying to help each other, and then you see before you a small girl seems to be stuck in one of the huts still, and she shouts towards you as she sees you helping as she sees you walking past. Help me, help!
As I noticed the little girl, I go up and try to help her without.
What do you want to do? Yeah, as you get closer, you notice she's still in the pit dwelling. So the roof of it is on fire, and she's still like stuck beneath it. And she's like reaching out her hands, but the stairs that go down seem to have crumbled, or it's too hard for her. Maybe it's too slippery to get up. So she's kind of getting cooked alive within the makeshift house.
Let me see. And I like use some water from my dagger, use shade water on it to create a kind of barrier around the girl while I pull her out.
Around to what?
Around the girl.
Oh. Yeah. And you wanna shape the water around the girl and then try to drag her out?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, roll me a D100. Yeah, you're fine. Your spell goes off without any trouble. The water encompasses the girl. I hope that you're keeping track of the charges left in your dagger. As
Well, I don't know how many water do I use with this one.
I think for shape water, for now, just take one charge unless you're doing like something spectacular. Just use one for everything that you do.
Okay.
And how do you want to help her then? You want to dive in there and try to drag her out, or?
Like, how deep is she?
It's like a meter deep, so it's not that deep. But the problem is more that the roof is kind of collapsing and the roof is on fire. So to get past that, you would have to kind of like put your hand into the flaming roof to grasp her hand and drag her out, if that makes sense. Like, she's stuck in the pit down there, so she's not on fire yet, and you manage to give her at least this protection of water around her. So if you drag her out, she won't be hurt, but you still have to like get down there somehow. Or maybe you can move the rubble, or you can figure something else out. But you get what I mean? I can draw it as well if it's...
Yeah, I understand. Don't worry.
Oh.
I think with everything that's happening, or the chaos and things like that, Mato wouldn't really like think of anything special. Like, he would just quickly shear the girl and reach into the hole through the roof. I don't know how to explain it.
Okay.
Just trying to drag her out as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I think as you put your hand inside, it will automatically scorch your skin. There's no safe here or anything, because you're purposely, well, putting your hand in a fire There's no escaping this.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's not correct. As you take 10 points of damage as your arm is heavily scorched. And can you roll me a constitution check? Oh, you put your arm in and you try to grasp her, but your arm is getting scorched so badly that you cannot grasp her hand well enough. It's taking longer than you expected. Do you want to keep your arm in or do you want to drag it out? Also, how much HP do you have left? Just wondering.
22. I still wanna pull the girl up.
Okay. Well, once more, you will automatically take the damage as you keep your hand in the flaming fires. And you take... Oh, it's a pretty good roll for you. You take 5 more points of damage and roll me another constitution check to see if you can get a good enough grasp. Yes, the nerves in your arms harden. You're more focused. Your body is... Well, you can get the grip that you were looking for, and you manage to drag the girl out of the burning hut just before it collapses. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Are you okay?
Which god are you?
I'm not a god. Do you have any parent or someone?
I will worship you forever. Oh, I don't know where my parents are.
Just go try to hide somewhere where it's safe.
Where do you think is safe?
I don't know. Go where everyone is running.
Okay, she will run towards the other people that are running around the town.
Yeah, and I will let go of her and continue moving where I was going.
Okay. So the entire village is surrounded by fire still at this point. So if you want to make your way like through the village and then to the other side where you think the Vidar went, you will have to make your way through the fire once more and roll those same checks again to see if you can keep your footing and withstand the heat. Are you willing to risk that?
Don't I see any path that would be less dangerous?
You can make me a perception check to see if you at least can find the easiest route out of the village. Oof, that is a really good roll. Yeah, you're looking around and the dragon fire does burn really hot. However, you do notice as you're trying to find your way out that just before you, a giant tree like falls down over the fire and the top or one side of it is not yet burned. So if you quickly run now, you might be able to at least withstand most of the fire. That is, if you can keep your balance on the tree. If you don't, you will fall sideways into even more fire, which will be even worse for you. So is that a risk that you want to take? You understand my description? Sorry, it was...
Yeah, I do. I'm just thinking. If, let's say I want to do something that we have discussed like a really, really, really long time ago, but I don't remember exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, you have it?
Yeah, of course. I can always look it up if I need.
Yeah, then I'm willing to risk it.
Well, I'm not promising that it will work. I'm just saying I'm willing to help you.
I know.
Think of something.
I know, but there's what Mato would do.
Okay. Okay, you start running. The fire burns especially hot around you, but the tree is high enough off the ground that you don't take any damage of the direct heat. However, your foot is still strained from the nasty fall before, and there are many like twigs and sticks still sticking out of the tree trunk that you're running on. So make me one more acrobatics check to see if you can safely navigate your way to the other side. Oof. Right before you reach the end, there's this giant stick sticking out of the tree trunk, and you're trying to like shimmy your way across or make your way around, but it's not really working, and your foot gets stuck. But right as you're about to fall, you kind of tumble forward and manage to reach the other side of the trunk without taking any damage. But it was definitely a lot more lucky than you anticipated.
Mhm. So now, is there a clear path before me?
You're just in the forest now. You're not really sure where Vidar went, as well, he's flying around the sky, so
Yeah, but I mean, can I continue moving forward without taking any fire damage?
oh yeah, there's no more fire around you.
Then I just want to continue the way that I think he went, like
Mhm.
the way I was moving, and I went over the tree, like trying to orient myself a
Yeah,
bit more to the right or something like that, and continue like that way moving forward.
yeah. You notice that, well, as you continue towards the way that you think he went, you see the scenery change a little bit, and the thick forest opens up a bit, and you notice in the distance a tall mountain standing alone in, well, I would say the middle of the island, but you're not sure where the other side is. And can you make me a perception check as you see the mountain sitting there alone? That's performance, but I will take the same.
Oh, uh, but it's a different perception is wisdom. Performance is charisma. So,
Oh yeah,
would
fine.
you roll?
Yeah, roll again. Yeah, as you look at a mountain, you notice the outline of those same leathery, uh, gigantic wings upon sitting top of the mountain. Well, I should say you see the outline of the creature with the gigantic wings, not just the wings alone. But it must be at least a day's hike from here to get there, unless you have a faster way of navigating your way there. It's uh, it's a far way away.
Is there any like kind of safe places where I could set up a small camp for the night?
Yeah, if you keep walking a bit, well, there's still a bit of chaos going on behind you everywhere. But if you would want to continue a bit deeper into the night, I'm sure you can find at least a bit of a quieter place.
Yeah, I wanna do that.
Okay. The earthquakes or the shaking of the earth does continue throughout the night, but you manage to find um, maybe a small cave somewhere in the edge of the on the edge of the cliff that you were standing on before, um, which would be adequate at least to spend the night. You think?
And can I do a long rest?
Yeah,
Weird that also healed me. Because it's pretty weird to heal like
I don't
same damage
think.
over.
Yeah, I don't think the this night will heal you at all because it's a rough sleep. You're kind of sleeping on the ground. It's not cozy. Um, I
But
think
does it reset my
you can get back
spell?
one spell slot, but not all of them. Or maybe you only
Well,
used one. But...
yeah, I only used one.
Oh well.
Okay. Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna take a long rest.
Okay. Yeah. You fall asleep. You fall asleep to the sounds of chaotic hell and people screaming, fire continuing to burn, but it does not bother you for now. And you manage to get at least a good enough sleep to feel rested as the morning comes once more and the sun rises and the birds chirp and the wind rustles through the leaves.
As soon as I wake up, I wanna look up to the mountain to see if that creature is still there.
You don't see any sign of any creature. However, as you look up at the mountain, you do notice there seems to be smoke coming from the mountain. Not a lot, just the tiniest puffs of smoke.
Is it like a really steep mountain, or can I walk up to it pretty easily?
If you would
It just take a
wanna,
long
it would
time, or what?
it would probably take you a day's hike to get to the foot of the mountain, and then at least like 8 hours to get to the top, probably from what you can like tell. It's a pretty tall mountain.
Well, I most definitely wanna go. Well, as for now, my goal is to reach the top of the mountain before the next night, or I don't know if it's possible this day, but what I wanna do is reach the top before the night settles in, if that makes sense. Doesn't matter how many days it takes.
Um, well, if you can, as I said, if you hike normally, you can reach the foot of the mountain in a day. But if you want to exhaust yourself and really like push yourself and basically be like running through the jungle to reach the top of the mountain by the end of the day, you can try. It will give you a point of exhaustion at that point.
And what does it mean?
Let me check what it's. So the first level, you will have disadvantages on all ability checks.
Okay. Then I don't wanna do that. I guess I just gonna like take my time and find a normal pace to move towards the mountain at least.
Okay. Yeah, as you start walking through the forest, you notice there are many types of creatures here that you have never really seen before. They don't seem hostile, but as they spot you, they do seem to dart away. All types of rabbits and deers, squirrels, but not the type that, well, they all look a bit different than those that you're used to. It does, well, your stomach does begin to rumble as it reaches noon. Do you have an easy way of getting food and water?
Do these creatures like, are they like big or like rabbit sized? I imagine.
They're just, yeah, there's like rabbits and deers and squirrels and stuff, so they're all average. They're the size that you would expect them to be. And you can also, if you want, you can go a day without food. It's not a big problem. Just
So I just noticed that I have a potion of healing. Can I use that?
oh, yeah, of course.
Oh,
Oh my god!
you know,
Wow.
I drink one potion of milk. And probably the potion of healing made me feel a bit better. I mean, in terms of hunger as well. Like, I'm not saying that I'm not hungry anymore, but I assume that it's more manageable now.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, you're not. You feel it. Well, you're still hungry, but you're at least not like dying. Like you,
yeah.
like your wounds have closed up, and you still feel a bit like shit, but not as much as before.
Yeah, so I want to try at least setting up a small trap to catch maybe a rabbit or some smaller creatures. And I wanna like do it based on what I saw Jax do in the past.
Mm,
Because I assume that he did it a lot.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, can you roll me? Just roll me a normal survival check, but I will just lower the number that you need. Yeah, that's more than good enough. And you managed to catch. But what did you wanted to set up a trap, or you wanted to?
Yeah, like a trap to catch a rabbit or some other smaller creature.
Yeah, your trap goes well, and before you know it, you have caught a tiny little rabbit stuck in there. You can see it's a bit. It's almost like it has a bit of a green shine to it, like it looks really nice. And the creature shouts out with high squeaks into the night, or into the day, sorry. But no help seems to be coming. And if you want, you can easily slit its throat and make.
Yeah, I'm gonna like use my knife to quickly kill it and just keep it on myself. Like I don't wanna prepare it now, but
Yeah,
when I set up a camp uh, during the night.
yeah, it's completely fine. As you are walking through the forest, though, at about, let's say you left around 9 a.m., started walking, then around 12, the ground starts to rumble once more. Um,
I quickly look up to the mountain to see the creature is coming from that way or not.
you don't see the creature. You do see that the smoke coming out of the mountain seems to have become more gray, where it was more white before. It has a grayish shine to it now, and as the rumbling continues, you find it a bit, well, you find it hard to keep your footing, but just as fast as it came, it goes once more.
Mm-hmm. Uh, then yeah, I just normally like want to continue my journey.
Okay. Once more, at 2 p.m., the ground rumbles, and then at 4 p.m., and at 6 p.m., and as you get closer and closer to the mountain, the smoke atop it gets darker and darker. And before you know it, evening has come once more, and you find yourself at the foot of the mountain.
Okay, that what I was gonna ask. Is there any caves or like places where I could set up a camp rather like safely?
Well, the foot of the mountain is pretty barren. There's not like any plants or anything here, and nor is there any caves. It seems the mountain itself is pretty smooth. Like as you are close to it now, it's just like rocks on top of rocks on top of rocks. There's no real vegetation on it. and also not really any caves that you can spot. The mountain also stands alone, so there's not really any ridges or edges that you could find safe spots in. If you want to rest here, you might have to just sleep on the ground.
But if I want to, could I set up a camp here?
You could set up a camp, it's just like in the middle of the open, as like there's no like trees around you, and then you're just next to this like lonely mountain before you, so it's, you can of course set up a camp, but everyone within probably like 10 kilometers would be able to see you.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think I would like to skip making dinner for now, and then if I just wanna like use maybe leaves and sticks that I gathered along the hunting to make a makeshift bed of some kind, just to lay down.
Are you gonna make a fire, or are you gonna sleep without a fire?
Without a fire.
Yeah. Well, again, the ground is not cozy, and what was I gonna say? Oh, and your wounds cannot really heal throughout this night. However, before, well, I assume you want to fall asleep, right? Or did you want to do anything else before you go to sleep?
No, I just want to get the night over.
Well, before the night ends, the ground will rumble once more. But where usually it rumbles and stops abruptly, this time it does not stop rumbling.
Is it same as last?
It's different than last time, where yesterday there was a big shock in the beginning, and there were graduate shocks throughout the night. It seems this one is heavier, and this one is not stopping. And it's becoming, the rumbling is becoming stronger and stronger and stronger. And as you wake up and look towards the mountain, you can see the smoke coming from it has turned black.
I think for now I just wanna like observe what's happening.
You observe, you wait, and that is when it explodes. The top of the volcano erupts, in a giant plume of smoke escapes from it, and debris is starting to rain down on top of you. Hot coals spewing from the mountain. No, not yet lava, not yet any flow coming towards you. However, the hot ashes that are breaking from it are raining down quickly over the land. What do you want to do? To your left, to your right, on top of you. Not yet hurting you. Small enough at this point that they are not yet hurting you, but you can predict larger rocks to start falling down soon.
Is the forest or any kind of like safe place as far away from me, or
yeah, at this point you're at the foot of the mountain. It would take half a day of walking before you reach any sizable tree at this point.
Then I guess there's not much I can do. Just hope that nothing bad happens to me.
What do you want to do?
And well, I don't want to say that use shield eyes, but like that's something similar. To set up kind of like a dome of ice around myself that I fortify with magic as well. Just in hopes that to catch at least some of the damage that's happening around.
How many charges of water do you have left?
I have 9 gallons of water.
You had 10 in the beginning? Or
12.
12, oh. And I assume have you not drunken any throughout the day?
I didn't think about it. Well, let's say I drank 2 gallons.
Okay.
So I have 7 gallons.
Yeah. So you want to make a complete barrier of like thick ice around you? And you want to do this with which spell exactly?
Well, I was gonna say shield ice, but if I look at the description, it's just 1d4 rounds of protection, and I wanna like keep it up for as long as possible. Not just.
Well, if you want, you can try to.
Like,
there are
combine
options.
it with, for example, shape water to hold it.
Yeah, you can try ways to extend the duration. It will require more power from you, however, to keep that up.
Okay. I don't know. Can I use up 4 gallons of water for the baking of ice?
Yeah. So as I understand it, you're sitting at the foot of the mountain. You see the debris starting to fall down, and you quickly start forming this barrier of ice around you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just small enough to cover me all directions.
Well, the debris continues to fall and grows heavier and heavier as the volcano continues to erupt. At this point, a plume of at least, well, that must be hundreds and hundreds of meters high, rise from the volcano. You can see lightning starting to emit from it, thunder starting to ooze or, well, erupt alongside it. At this point, rocks the size of you are being hurled through the sky in all directions. Roll me a d20 to see how lucky you are with your location. Not that lucky. A giant rock, well, as I said, the size of you, hurls down the mountain and breaks against your shield. Roll me an intelligence check to see if you can hold your wall. The wall breaks. The rock does not hurt you. The rock breaks alongside the wall, but your wall is broken. The volcano is still erupting. And at this point, you can see slowly oozing from the top what seems to be a small but growing stream of lava.
problem is I just noticed something that have helped me.
What did you say?
Well, I just noticed something that happened in the past that could have helped me, but now I can't use it anymore. So that's it. Is yeah, you just said that there's nothing around me that could help me. Like I could stand on something or something.
There's
Isn't there a rock or something that I could stand on that's higher than the flowing lava?
there's the broken rock that just hit your shield. The lava should take a little while to get to you still. It's not yet here. It's still at the top of the mountain. However, you think it is the least of your concern as, well, you only have to be hit with one of these rocks to probably take an immense amount of damage if it hits you directly.
Because everything that's been happening around this is pretty surreal.
Is pretty what?
Pretty surreal. Like Matu has a sense that at least feels like that something is not right or as it should be, based on his notes that he wrote in his book. So I wanna try a few things, but first I'm gonna take out my ice dagger and stab it into my hand where the eye was before.
You stab your ice dagger into your hand. Roll me a d4 for damage. You take 3 points of damage and your hand starts bleeding.
And nothing is happening.
Nothing that you notice.
And then at this point, Mata is probably like, feels like there's nothing much left to do for him. So in the last hope, just the last hope, he closes his eyes and tries to remember the phrase Bidon told him.
What phrase is that?
I don't know because I don't have my notes from that. But the one that basically teleports me back to Bidon. I don't have my notes from that.
Let me see if I can find it. Oh, wait. But it should be in... But you remember the name of your cloak? Did it have a specific name?
No. Or at least, I don't know. I lost all my notes from that.
I'm just curious to know what is the phrase that you say. You remember around which episode that was?
I think before we set off with Naishi, the last time I talked with Bidon.
Alright, let me see. It's already came. Probably here. I am searching my notes. Do you have it somewhere in your notes, or you don't?
I don't have my whole notes file. It was before I reinstalled Windows and forgot to back it up.
Oh. Well, I cannot find it, so I think...
Yeah, but
I think you utter the words, but nothing
sorry.
happens. Because it is not necessarily the skill itself would do nothing, but maybe the words that you spoke would have done something. But if I do not know the words, then I have nothing to work with. Is there anything else you want to do?
Just cry.
Matu cries. The volcano erupts. The lava is coming. The rocks are hurling down. The earth trembles. Is this it?
Yes. Yeah, I don't have my notes. I'm looking meanwhile.
Even it's not like that would have, well, it was only if something really specific or something, but I think it was just like Libertas or something that was the code word, so I was just trying to remember if it was something more significant.
Well, maybe in the last hope of like my last moments, I basically disregarding like my previous experiences, and I start praying to Mihasa forgot the names.
Who do you pray to?
I forgot the names of the gods.
Oh, they should be in the Discord.
Yeah. Word, maybe.
In World, if you scroll all the way to the top, you can.
Yes. Yeah, so I'm praying to Nihasa, Helia, and even Vidar, and I don't think he was named, but the eldritch being I stepped that gave me the wall of the world. He as well, just anybody to at least notice I'm stranded here and help me get out of that place.
You pray. You call out. But to no avail. The lava comes. The lava flows over you. Mato is burned alive. And you wake up.
You know when you have a really bad dream and you just like instantly get out of bed, like you, I don't know, like when you are falling in a dream. Just you do that and just quickly look around, like,
yeah,
where am I?
The sun is bright. The leaves are rustling through the wind. The sea moves back and forward. Before you, or if you look around, you see the trees at first. Then behind it, you see the walls of a village. However, this one much more sophisticated than the last. Not yet a village that you would be used to, but the walls are higher. It's like, do you know, like those, well, not really. It's like the walls are made of like individual tree trunks next to each other. And there is even some guard posts to the side. On the shore, you see a man staring at you. He has blonde hair, bare chest. You can see there's a wound on his chest, but it seems to have somewhat healed already. He has a pretty blank expression, staring back at you rather curiously.
I call out to him like, Stick, is that you?
And I think that is where we will end today's session.
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually kind of expected you to do something like this.
You expected me to do something like this?
I mean, I still don't know what it is, but I kind of expected that this is not reality, and if I die, I don't really die. Like it's a kind of like a bad nightmare situation when it keeps repeating itself. But yeah, I wasn't sure.
Yeah. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was awesome and really fun to play D&D again.
Yeah, me too. Wait, I'll stop the stream already. Goodbye, future me. Listen to this.